So I wanted to talk to you briefly about some motivation. I just got done at the gym and feel pretty good. I didn't want to come today. It's hard to invest in yourself when sometimes what you're going through it seems so overwhelming that you really can't find the motivation to even get out of bed, much less get to the gym. So I thought I'd share for you a minute about where I'm at today, the day after Christmas. A few years ago, I was in the best shape of my life. I was 220 pounds. I was running warrior dashes every 90 days. I was feeling great. But then I got hurt and continued to get hurt. And I was in the throes of my alcoholism, and I just drowned my sorrows. I drowned everything. I gave up on me and everything completely. And then I got sober, and my wife and I started working out all the time. I started feeling good a little bit again, and then for whatever reason, I got stuck. COVID hit, and I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't stop sleeping. I had sleep apnea and didn't wear a fucking CPAP mask. I don't know, maybe that was the cause of a lot of everything I was going through. I really don't know. I fought my wife for 3 years to wear the mask, and finally she talked me into getting it on, and it seems like everything's changed since then. I no longer, I still don't sleep, but I have more energy when I do sleep. I get out of bed. I'm not napping. I'm not constantly tired. I don't have mental fog. But what changed? Well, what changed is I went to her and I started crying. I broke down. I said, I feel old. I feel broke. I feel like a shell of who I was. And I broke down crying on her. And she looked at me and she said, just wake up and do something different today than you did yesterday. And that was 2 months ago. And 22 pounds ago, actually. I've put on a tremendous amount of muscle. I'm down to 248, which is the first that I've been in years. Now, granted, I was 155 pounds when I got out of the Navy in 1993. I was ripped, had washboard abs. Now I can barely see my penis to let you know how far we fall. So where do you find motivation when you're not motivated? Well, sometimes you just got to look around you. Sometimes you got to look at where you've been. Sometimes you got to think about where you were in life. I've learned that you can't use that as anger. Anger fueled me for the most part. So tapping into anger is something that I've always done pretty easily. But now that I've become a Christian, I've had to forgive and forget. And so I try to let the anger go. Unfortunately, it still creeps up every once in a while at the wrong times, but I try not to use it as full in fuel and motivation because it's not healthy. So now what do? Well, I just try to do something different every day. I force myself to do things that I don't want to do. I go into the gym and I use it as a tool to get my mind right. I listen to the words that my wife said, and I follow a diet now, and if I go to break the diet, I only eat small portions. And what has it done? Well, I'm going through some shit right now. Emotionally, mentally, physically. But what I've stopped doing is making excuses. It's easy to find a way. It's easy to find 5 million ways to not do something, and it's hard just to find the reason to do it for one reason to do it. And so now I focus on that one reason, and I sat here today, lighter, better, more fit. My goal now is to, be at my ideal weight, which is about 215 come summer. Working on changing my dad bod to a beach bod, and finally getting my appearance the way that I feel inside mentally. I'm probably stronger now mentally than I have been in years. I still got a ways to go. Still got work to do. I stumble. but I'm trying not to make excuses. And so if you're sitting there today and you're stuck, just find one reason to change. Do one thing differently, and then do something else differently. And then you'll look back and realize, man, where I was. I mean, if I look back, 268 pounds, miserable, and just stuck, man, just fucking stuck, not knowing how to get out. And the support of my wife gave me out. I mean, she definitely helped. But the other thing that you can't do is you can't do it for everybody else. I mean, you got to do it for you, right? You can say, man, I want to look better for my wife, or I want to be healthier for my kids. But the fact of the matter is that you got to do that for you, because if you do it for someone else, it's not real, and you're cheating yourself. I mean, you really got your body is a temple, right? So I think when you start treating your body wrong and you start treating you wrong, then that's where your fatigue and your mental illness, mental awareness goes down, and negative shit starts happening because you're not investing in you. And so investing in your sound mind and body is something that I've learned, right? Trust the process. My wife always said, I don't know what the fucking process is, I have no fucking idea what that even means to this day, but I try to trust it. And I've sat here and realized what the process is what you put into it. The process is, there's no givens in life, and the way that you approach and your attitude is everything. I've had a pretty negative attitude, and I'm trying to approach everything with a positive attitude. Let go and let God, right? So maybe that's the process. But blind faith, it's, somebody said to me recently and reminded me, if you can only have faith the size of a mustard seed. And that's really true. If you can just start with that mustard seed grows, and that seed grows, and it's refined as it grows, and it needs nourishment and sunshine and positive energy to make it grow. And that's what I'm seeking right now, positive energy. I don't know where to find it. I go to church, I go to the gym. I try to stop and relish in the small things and the small facts right now. But every day I struggle. And I guess I'm using these videos as just as much motivation for you as I am for me, because if I put it out there, then I own it, right? So now it's out there, and I mean, nobody wants to be a failure, right? So I look at these videos and realize, hey man, I need to be that guy. So start with the small things, make a small change. Try to stay positive. I don't know how to do that. I don't have the answers on how to stay positive, because I've just kind of pushed through my whole life. I've fought, but putting down the fighting, and I am trying to do something different than I've ever done, and that's to focus on the little positive things in life to keep me motivated. And right now, that's all the guys that have reached out to me, all the people that have reached out to me because I'm sharing my struggles. And man, this world's fucked up right now, and there's so much shit going on. It's real easy to get down. It's real easy to want to fight each other versus fight the world, and we can't let it take a toll. We can't let the outside influences impact us. And I've been guilty of that. I've been stressed. I have not done a very good job of having faith and understanding that there's something better out there, and believing in the fact that there is someone that's watching over us, and if we put the work in, then they're going to be there for us. So wanted to post a positive, uplifting video, not one of me crying and upset, because I'm not trying to sway anybody. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me or to think that I'm using this platform to push an agenda, because my agenda is just to help others. just to touch that one person that may need it right now. Look to me for motivation, because if you know me, you know where I've come from and how hard I've worked. If you don't know me, well, you'll get to know me through these posts, and you'll understand that, I had a rough life. I've overcome a lot of animosity and adversity, and I failed. I turned my back on God. I turned my back on my family. I turned my back on my friends. Sometimes I even want to turn my back on my country, which is not like a veteran should feel, but it's hard with today's world and all the agony and anguish that goes on in it. But I'm getting there. I'm trying, and I'm going to post these videos until I reach as many people as I can. So, stay the course. Stay the course. All you can do is pray for fair wind and fellow seas. And I guess I've been a sailor my whole life, and so I got to go back to my roots. So God's going to be the compass that guides me from here on out. I'm going to spend the next part of my life trying to reach out to Him and let the stars shine on me and be my course. Love y'all.